is Brittany Janae, and in today's video, if you don't know from that 2-second intro, we're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj. So, Nicki Minaj and SZA somehow, somewhere got into it on Twitter, girl. And so it has people calling Nicki a bully. It has people calling Nicki a loser. All types of stuff, right? And then on the other hand, there are people that are also bullying SZA. And I'm like in a land of confusion because I'm like, what's going on? So I'm assuming a Barb or someone created a thread on like what's going on. So let's talk about it. So it says basically Nicki Minaj brought up the man from TDE, Punch, who was talking about her on Twitter and how she stayed silent about the entire situation. I don't know what situation you're referring to, but we know SZA was a part of Top Dog Entertainment at one point. So Nicki Minaj tweeted, LOL, y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason? We have the receipts. LOL. I never even responded to him. What was his name again, y'all? I'm going to give him a nickname. I'm going to call him minus 30 million from now on. Hashtag justice for Demore. If y'all don't know who Demore is, that is Desiree Perez's daughter. She did an interview with Tasha K about how she's suing her mother and the whole 9 yards. And we know Nicki is having issues with Roc Nation. She's been calling out Jay-Z a lot lately on her Twitter. And so then Nicki tweeted Tiny D Executive, so TDE, a play on words, and the acronym for Top Dog. So the connection, like I said, is that SZA used to be a part of TDE. So SZA and TDE have officially parted ways after a long professional relationship. SZA announced on Instagram that she's no longer managed by Punch, who is the co-president of Top Dog Entertainment. So yeah. So after that, apparently SZA, after seeing Nicki Minaj tweet, SZA apparently wanted to chime in. And girl, this is where you should have just shut your mouth and ate your food, because Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent are one of the same. Those are two people in the entertainment industry you don't want to beef with because they hit below the belt. Not making an excuse for them because they're too old to be acting like that, quite honestly. And they're too big of a celebrity status, in my opinion, to behave the way they do on social media. And I think that's the other thing, like with Nicki Minaj, as far as like my opinion, like it surprises me because I'm not a Barb. I listen to Nicki Minaj music, but I'm not like a stan or a super fan or anything like that. If it's something I like, I listen to it. So like I have no bark in this fight. Like I have, like, it's just, I'm just giving my commentary, right? So, but to me, Nicki Minaj is one of the top rappers worldwide. And she is a superstar. So when I see her tweeting and behaving the way she does and doing things like this on the internet, it really does surprise me, because but I'm pretty sure her fans are not surprised because she goes live often or on social media. I see like little clips of live streams and stuff like that. But like, I guess I'll come from like the old school days of like celebrities where they, like, if you watch the Scorpion show, like they say the Matthew Knowles School of Media Training. I'll come from those days where I feel like the celebrities are higher than the BS, and they don't partake in lowbrow behavior or lowbrow things that are happening because they're too high, and they're Hollywood, they're celebrities, so it's just kind of like they're above the BS, so they take a high road approach, or like they get their lawyers involved. So like that's why I'm like so shocked that Nicki tweets and does what she does. But basically, getting back to that, SZA said, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, silly, LOL, silly goose. So after she tweeted that, Nicki let her have it. So the person who's like created this thread said, how does this relate to anything? Mercury retrograde has a different meaning and reference to a person. So what they mean about the person, they're probably suggesting the person is acting confused or scatterbrained, having tech issues or communication problems, seeming off, chaotic or moody, causing misunderstanding or delays, just generally not in sync with things. So the person further tweets, now there is no way Nicki Minaj could have been acting confused or not in sync with current times if she has the receipts of Punch, the person from TDE, talking about her on Twitter. So SZA, it's important for me to a note that SZA did not directly tweet Nicki. It was a subtweet. It was whatever, palm tree shade, I guess. And so Nicki Minaj directly tweeted her and says, go draw your freckles back on, Bookie. Because we all know SZA, pretty girl, weird girl. She lied about having freckles, like when she first came into the scene. So yeah, so that's why Nicki said that. But we already knew this is old tea that SZA's freckles were drawn on. But
I was a very odd looking kid. I was super thin, big head, big hair. I have a lot more freckles. For a while, like, I covered them. I was already being teased for other shit, and I didn't want another reason for them to tease me. Now it is what it is. Fuck it. A lot of people end up stumbling into empowerment from exile or being outcasted. I think had that not happened, I probably wouldn't have branched out and like wanted more.
She says, justice for Demore, deposition Perez, talking about Desiree Perez, liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like a effing dead dog. And this is why I'm like, I can't believe that Nicki engages and dibble and dabbles in the BS, because I just feel like she's so much better than this. She is literally the queen of rap. She is literally, you cannot have a conversation about rap without putting Nicki's name in it. Nicki is a boss, but she's also seemingly like a mean girl. And I guess sometimes you have to be mean, because you can't be nice. You can be kind, meaning you have boundaries. But like, this is like hitting below the belt. This is bullying, in my opinion. Like, because she's going so hard on SZA. And it's like, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, because I'm pretty sure if I had to assume that there are other things going on behind the scenes that has Nicki like riding SZA so hard in the way that she's doing. So after Nicki directly tweeted SZA, SZA basically tweeted, I don't give a F about none of that weird S you're popping. That's her response to Nicki. And so it says, in conclusion, SZA had nothing to do with the situation. She obviously felt some type of way after seeing Punch getting disrespected by Nicki Minaj after he publicly disrespected Nicki Minaj. SZA, sit this one out. She should have sat this one out. She should have just ate her food and been quiet. Because like, there are certain people you just really can't argue with or go tit for tat with, because they're just that petty. That's Nicki's last name. Now that she's married to the guy, is literally petty. So it's like, there's certain people you just really can't go back and forth with, child. And Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent are those people you just don't want to argue with, because there is no end. Like, there's seemingly no end, and they will hit below the belt. So there are some other things I came across in regards to like the Nicki and SZA situation. So Nicki spoke out and said she hates having to speak. I guess, I don't want to like misquote her, but basically she doesn't like having to like go tit for tat with a black woman.
Men, I don't like it. I'd rather deal with men. I'd rather speak to men and cuss men out or whatever has to be done, because that's where it's gotten at, as of now, that's where it is. So, with these women not having any understanding that they've been constantly used as pawns.
But she feels like a lot of these women are just pawns in the industry. And I have heard that because one of my really, really good girlfriends is a diehard Barb. And so I have heard conversations that a lot of people believe that the entertainment industries, the powers that be, being the music labels, they have these women who they prop up to go against Nicki Minaj.
If you don't believe that Jigga is using Bel Callis and Biaki against Nicki Minaj, I'm about to put you on game. When I saw Bel Callis at the Cowboy Carter show in Paris, I said, why did she feel the need to go all the way to Paris to see Biaki? Just interesting. I just found that interesting. Then with the icy blonde wig on, interesting. All of a sudden, she's got an album coming out. She was supposed to be shelved somewhere in a broom closet down to the Atlantic Records. Okay, after all of these years, you got an album. You want an album cover doing heavy symbolism. All red, black birds all over the place, looking like you fresh out of the underground. Interesting, but whatever though. Then I see Biaki and her boss down to the Paris Fashion Week doing a PR run with, their hands held and looking like they just locked in. Well, didn't somebody call out an unhappy marriage? Whatever. I called him her boss for a reason. Interesting, right? And then I said, oh. So you schedule your tour dates around Paris Fashion Week because you want to make sure that you had a couple days off so you can go see some clothes. And that's fine. You allowed to work hard and take time off and go see clothes. But I just know that Belle Callis is really in good with them fashion people. And I know that there's a particular woman out there whose name Michelle, who is really close with, or I don't want to say really close, but she has done some business with Cardi B and the Migos, allegedly. And this woman is known for being highly, highly ranked. And if you need help or if you got a problem, you might can go to her and she might can help you. So I just was like, oh, it's looking like y'all all teaming up and asking somebody who has access to other realms, yo, we got a problem, we got to get rid of this bitch, can you help us? It's looking like Basquiat's impersonator is doing his old trick of, oh, well, if you shelved and if your label giving you problems, you can just come with the Flop Nation. You can join us. I can buy you out that contract. Or it's looking like, well, you know what I'm saying? I know your album not looking too hot, or you got a situation going on right now. How about you just, you know what I'm saying, come meet. I just might let you meet B, and you could like get a feature and I can get her another Grammy or something like that. Like, I'm just saying, y'all gotta like look at this, because this shit is like stuff that they've been doing over and over and over again. Let's just stay woke here. We not all crazy. Let's just wake up.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about this Doechii drama, because baby, the math is not mathing and the science is not sciencing. So Doechii is super talented, great stage presence, but folks are calling her an industry plant. And honestly, points were made. Like, she just won Woman of the Year, but only sold 11,000 albums her first week. Girl, what year are we talking about? Because it's clearly not this one. And then there were the Grammys. And then she somehow surpassed Nicki Minaj in monthly listeners. Girl, be for real. Nicki has been rapping since flip phones. She has a huge fan base. There's just no way Spotify's numbers are that off unless UMG and Spotify are out here playing phone a friend with the streaming stats. Hello, Spotify. Yeah, I like to order 50 million fake streams and a side of delusion, please. But let's be real. This isn't even about Doechii. This is about the men in the industry playing puppet master with her. They're trying to mold her into Nicki Minaj 2.0 because they know that blueprint works. And this isn't the first time we've seen it. We've seen it with Cardi, we've seen it with Meg, we've seen it with Lotto. And let's be real, we all know TDE is not above trying to get one of their artists to copy another artist. I mean, they literally had a picture of Drake in the studio while Kendrick was in there telling Kendrick that he needs to be more like Drake. The problem is, fans are calling out Doechii and saying that she seems fake, inauthentic, and disingenuous. And honestly, that tracks. Because one minute she's edgy and alternative, and then the next minute she's giving Pink Friday cosplay. Like, pick a lane, sis. Preferably any lane that Nicki has not already paved. And this is not me dragging Doechii. I really like Doechii and I really think she's very talented and I wish her nothing but success. But the industry's got her out here looking like a mix of Nicki Minaj and a TikToker. And it's giving trying too hard. Just let the girl be herself. Damn. In conclusion, Doechii girl, blink twice if they're holding you hostage in a recording booth somewhere. Anywho, let me go back to minding my business because sis didn't even diss Drake, so I don't even know why I care.
I'm courtside in the club like the Cavaliers. Stripper money here, busting out they boosty years. You couldn't beat me there. I think that ain't nothing. I'm Nicki Minaj, Nicki Lewinsky, Nicki, yeah. let me out, let me in. Lock the doors down, got the keys to the Benz. In the boardroom, looking bored, cause I'm not here for pleasing.
Okay, let's get it now. I'm with a bad bitch, keys with his friends. I don't say hi, I say keys to the Benz. Keys to the Benz, keys to the Benz. My fly, yeah, B to the 10. If a try to get cute, I'm a snuffer.
Whether it would be Cardi B is a perfect example of like a lot of people believe Cardi B was an industry plant used really to be put in place to like knock Nicki off of her throne. And I think there was an issue, and I think all of this, because it's believed that Nicki is somewhat blackballed from the industry, but I don't see how she could be totally blackballed because Nicki is a powerhouse. Like, she is a music mogul. Like, she is that girl. When it comes to rap and the pop rap and all of those things. So I don't see how she could ever be totally blackballed. Yes, it is harsh what Nicki did, how she rose SZA the way that she did, but it's kind of like, girl, leave Nicki alone, because we all know she crazy and her fan base is crazy. And it's not making up any excuses. I'm just keeping it real. Okay, so I'm going to let y'all see some of the discourse that's going on Twitter about this whole SZA and Nicki Minaj situation. Girl, people are really eating SZA up online, like on Twitter. And from DJ Academics to people pulling out old tweets of her talking about Rihanna, Ciara, I think even Beyonce, and like this other picture of her surfacing the internet, and she was like begging for someone to take it down. Girl, it's a mess. They are tearing SZA up, and it's just kind of like, girl. But I really think y'all fave. I believe that one alone, but I am just surprised because I just think Nicki is so much better. But whatever. That's Nicki, that's her fan base. But I really do think she's so much better than how she's calling out people on the internet the way that she is. So y'all saw that, how they are just eating SZA alive on the internet. And it's just like, girl, you should have just sat there and ate your food and been quiet, because the moms ain't nothing to play with. Nicki will send her fans out on you. I don't know if you don't know that, girl. But I think another conversation can be had, like I was saying earlier in this video, about Nicki Minaj and how she moves throughout this industry. Maybe Nicki feels the need to have to call people out on her platforms versus going on someone else's platform and doing an interview and talking about some of the things that go on behind the scenes in the industry. Also, maybe she feels like, she's done being nice because she's been painted out to be the bully for so long. But it just to me, she does look like the bully doing all of these things that she doesn't want to have to call out people. Like, I just looked and she tweeted something else saying good morning. Hold on. Girl, what did she say? She said good morning. Y'all, I don't know what that was. I'm gonna end this now, because maybe this is a sign I need to shut my mouth and just leave it at this. All right, y'all, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Brittany Janae, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.